Hey Beast, I've been thinking, why don't you stick to what you're qualified for? Why they got us out here stealing water? We already got water. It's to cool the altar. Why don't you try listening when the surgeons talk? Yeah, but we gotta steal water and Scorpion's out there getting nukes? That ain't fair. You heard what happened to Scorpion? Be glad we're getting water. Alright, here we have Team Raider for the day. We still haven't found Scorpion's body after the last incident, so today's team is going to be led by a newfound Raider captain by the name of Beast. She's going to use the Avery stat card with a Gauss rifle. I don't actually know if that's how you pronounce it, Gauss, but I'm from Tennessee and we don't care how things are pronounced, so I'm going to call it Gauss. She's also going to have a dose of Jet and will have the Heroic card since she's the new leader. She's going to be joined by her pet, Pancake, who is a Super Mutant Hound, stock, and no questions asked. Backing her up, we're going to have two Raiders, both with some wacky-thwacky merchandise, a machete and a pipe wrench. Each of them will have a Molotov cocktail as well, and they'll be joined by a Scaver with a combat rifle for a bit of range support. And this is the raid team that was going to be led by Beast. And being perfectly innocent and minding their own business in their own settlement, this is Team Settler. They will be the defenders for today. They'll be led by Minuteman legend Ronnie Shaw and her dog Meat. She will be armed with a laser musket. An enslaved tech / free tech, we'll explain kind of how that works, but this is normally a super mutant unit that you can switch over to survivors, and he becomes a free tech. So he's got a combat shotgun that he doesn't know how to use well, and some sturdy leather armor that he's apparently not wearing on the model. They will be joined by two settlers, each of which will have an assault rifle and a tasty Nuka cherry. And they will have to hold off the Raiders in today's scenario. Alright, and here is our board for the water treatment plant scenario. The key feature here is this area in the center. That will be the water treatment plant itself. It is a large square, and on each corner is a water pump station, currently manned by each of the settlers. Settler, Ronnie and Dogmeat, and the enslaved tech, or the free tech, as it is. The free tech is very important to this scenario because he knows how the system works. He's operated this before, and he's going to help the settlers to pump water back to the settlement. So how much water they're able to pump each turn depends on a number of factors. Mostly depends on whether or not this guy is still alive and able to help out. If the settlers can pump out 30,000 gallons, then they win the scenario. The Raiders, on the other hand, Beast is coming in on this board edge, along with her pet. We've got a Scaver with a combat rifle here. Raider coming along the other edge, and the other Raider here on the back row. So the way this works, the settlers are able to set up first, the Raiders can respond with their setup, and then the Raiders get to go first as they are the ambushers. So the big factors that are going to play into here is how many pumps can get activated each turn, whether or not the enslaved tech is still alive. There's also, if someone wants to make the bold play, there's a generator in the corner that, if activated, will automatically pump water every turn. So with that in mind, we will get the scenario rolling. We're going to be starting off with Beast and seeing if she gets a good VAS roll. One quick action. Beast will use her quick action to hop up one step in order to get within close range with her Gauss rifle on these two fine individuals in the center. She's also going to take a good dose of Jet, which will give her a free prepare action and an extra quick action. And Beast has clearly seen Season 1 of Fallout because she knows the biggest threat on this board right now is Dogmeat. So she'll rack up the Gauss rifle and try to take a shot in on him. Hitting on 8. Good hit with armor break. It is 3 damage against 1 + 2 for Dogmeat. He takes 1 damage. Second shot going into Dogmeat again, hitting on 8s. 8 it is. And she'll flip a luck token to try to get an extra crit out of that because the Gauss rifle needs 4 crit points before it can fire a crit. And she does generate an extra 1. 3 damage against Dogmeat's 2 + 1 armor now. Blocks 2 and takes 1. Well, his fur is singed, but otherwise Dogmeat's holding up pretty well for taking 2 shots from a Gauss rifle. So Beast is going to use her free quick action from earlier to rack up a third shot. Hitting on 6s for the quick action. Oh, that is a hard miss. Beast will take the prepare action from her jet, and that closes out turn Raider. Over here on Team Settler, the free tech is going to attempt to activate the water pump. He's going to do so with a use expertise check. Our free tech has a expertise skill of 8, plus a black die for his backup because he has allies nearby. He fails, but he does get a quick action. So the other problem is he rolled an X on his use computers, so this terminal is now locked out for the rest of the turn, which we'll indicate with this, which is a very embarrassing kind of look around the room like, guys, I promise I know this system. And as his other action, he will take a step away from the Psycho with the Gauss rifle and move back towards this pump here. Meanwhile, back here on the south flank for the Raiders, the Scaver is going to take Beast's lead. He's going to move up yellow and will shoot with his combat rifle at Dogmeat. Dogmeat is just outside of short range, so it's going to be a yellow and a green die on 7s. All right, good hit. Bottle cap doesn't do anything. 2 damage against 2 armor. Dogmeat blocks 1 and takes 1. Back on Settler turn, Ronnie's going to cut Dogmeat loose. Go get him, boy. He's going to come down here and attack the closest target, which is now the Scaver. Maybe got himself in over his head. It's going to be an easy blue charge. We'll add in a black die. Now, he did not charge Beast because Ronnie is a good tactician and she saw that Beast was ready for a shot. Beast, not to be denied her prize, is going to use her prepare to respond to that charge by shooting at Dogmeat anyways. -2 for the quick action, +2 for shooting into a combat, so hitting on 8s. Good hit with an armor break. But that comes at a price, so on a 1 or a 3 in the armor die, she will hit Dogmeat, and on a 2 or 4, she's hitting the Scaver. And the winner is Dogmeat. 3 damage against 2 armor. Blocks 2, takes 1. Dogmeat coming in with the Dogmeat special, the yellow, green, blue die, plus the black for the charge, hitting on 6s. Oh boy. All right, so that's a solid hit with a quick action, an armor break, and extra damage, and just for good measure, another quick action. And that's my bad on the armor roll. I forgot, he had an armor break on that shot, so that brings his armor down to 1. He rolled a 2, so he takes all 3 points of damage, and Dogmeat is down just before he gets his jaws on the Scaver. Over here on the Settler's turn, the Settler bear by the pump is going to try to activate it and get the water flowing. 4 better to start the pump. And it's good. So the pump chugs to life. The first successful activation each round will pump 6,000 gallons back to base camp of the 30,000 they need to win. Any subsequent activations will only add 1,000. The Settler can see through the vast fields of corn. The other Raider is coming, so she will take a prepare action. Meanwhile, over on the flank, this one Raider will run up yellow, take out his Molotov cocktail, and try to throw it green distance right onto his head. Throwing an agility of 5. Shockingly hits with an armor break. He must have really had an arm behind that thing. Well, the Molotov cocktail deals 1 physical damage on a direct hit, which he's going to absorb easily with his strong armor. We're not even going to bother rolling with that. But he will lose his strong armor, and more importantly, fool's on fire! If only he was standing in some sort of, I don't know, like water plant with treatment or something. I don't know. He's on fire, that's the point. Over here for Team Settler, Ronnie understands that she's got to keep the Raiders from getting back to where the tech is hanging out. So she's going to take a shot through the fence at the Scaver with her laser musket. She's still hitting on 7s. Ronnie has a special rule where she can ignore 1 item of cover when shooting, so she will choose to ignore the fence, hitting on 7s with a laser musket. Good, solid hit with an armor break. 2 energy damage against now 1 energy armor. He takes 2 energy. That is first blood drawn on the Raider side. He's got 3 health remaining. Ronnie follows up with the second shot, still hitting on 7s. No hit, but quick action. Meanwhile, here on the back row, our little flanking raider is going to move up yellow. And that's as far as he's going to get before both of these two start unloading their weapons at him. He settled with the assault rifle, normally hitting on 6s. It's a quick action, and we are shooting through the vast field of corn. So we're going to be hitting on 2s. 2s to hit. Go, wow, good shot. 4 damage total. That raider only has 2 armor. This could drop him straight off if he rolls 3 or 4 here. Oh, he saves it, so he takes half his health. The enslaved tech will shoot as well. He's suffering similar penalties. He's kind of a book smart guy, not that great of a shot. His perception is 3, so he's looking for a crit on the dice. Show me that exclamation. That would be the opposite. Now that's out of the way, this raider is going to throw his Molotov cocktail. He can't quite reach them, so he's going to aim for a point right here between them. Much like his buddy, he's hitting on 5s, but he is throwing through the corn, so he's down to 3s. Oh boy. Bonus damage, armor break, and freaking miss a 10, so that is going to scatter yellow. All right, we're looking at the impact point here, or the original aim point. I'm going to use this relic of War Games Past to help find it, because I can't find the little advantage token thing. All right, straight off this way. So it's going to skip over to here. Impact, explosion, nice big thing. Probably totaled that car. Shame. And our last player for Team Settler is going to be this fine individual presently on fire. So he's on fire at the start of his turn. He will immediately take 1 damage with no armor roll allowed, bringing him down to, I believe, 3 health. And then he'll flip a luck token to see if he gets lucky. All right, do you feel lucky, punk? Hey, you do. I mean, you're standing in a water treatment plant, so let's hope that's the outcome. So he took 1 damage from the fire, but the fire went out, and he's free to act for his turn. But really, this is the Wasteland. A Molotov cocktail is simply how you say hello. So he's going to say hello back with an assault rifle. Long range gives a black die. We're hitting on 6. Flat miss on the first shot. Hitting on 6. That's a 9. I suppose we can forgive his aim, being as he's probably still smoldering. And we'll come around to our last contestant, the Hound. Now Pancake here has a blue charge length, and she's just out of range to get to Ronnie, so she's going to move up red, showering spittle and saliva in every direction, and then we'll make an easy blue charge into Ronnie, who will respond with her prepare action. No penalty since she's answering a charge, so hitting on 7s with a laser musket. Good hit, armor break. She only has 1 armor, so Pancake will take 2 damage and 3 health left. So at the conclusion of round 1, the Settlers have managed to pump 6,000 gallons back to home base. They do need 30,000, or they can clear out the Raiders in order to win. They're holding off the main brunt of the attack here. The Settlers have pretty well weathered the initial assault of Molotovs, but the Raiders are closing in on all directions as we go into turn 2. Our objective for turn 2 is Cleansing Rain. We will add 2 random searchable items to the battlefield. The player with the advantage marker is the Settlers currently, so they will try to set up on the corners most beneficial to them. Having a look at the placement here, we've got one that is down here underneath the power station, and opposite corner. The other ones are by the side of the road. In case our fire guy can get himself free, he might be able to go check it out. Our turn 3 event card has a flip token, so we're going to go ahead and show what that one is. Next turn, we're going to have Blustery Wind to follow the Cleansing Rain, and we will have shorter charge distances on turn 3. All right, the Settlers are in a bit of a tight spot here. The objective of the mission is still to get the tech and everyone else to get these pumps operational. At the same time, there's a whole lot of action going down here with Ronnie and Pancake. So given the scope of things and hoping that these two can hold off that raider, we're going to jump down and Ronnie's going to take first action. Now Ronnie, being a tried and true survivor, has a rule called improvised weapon. So normally when someone strikes with an improvised weapon or just regular melee, it's 1 green die. Ronnie adds a blue and a black die to that and can break someone's arm if she gets a mushroom cloud. He's fighting with agility 7. And there it begins. Try that for swing number 2. There's a good hit, extra damage. It has 2 damage against Pancake's 1 armor. Pancake takes 2. Pancake is incredibly grateful that Ronnie missed that first swipe because she is down to 1 health. But it is over to the Raiders, and that means it is Gauss o'clock. We're going to start off with the VATS check for Beast. VATS check on a blue die. 2 quick actions. Her jet has deteriorated 1 spot, so we'll no longer get the free quick action from that, but she will keep the free prepare action. Beast is going to move up yellow as the first of her regular actions. And she will put a long bomb shot into the settler who's in contact with the pump. Hitting on 8s with the bonus damage from moving first. Good hit. 4 damage against 1+1 armor. Alright, settler takes 3 damage. Now Beast has now built up a crit on her Gauss rifle. So with her 2 quick actions, she's going to take a side step. Orange with a quick action move. And then we'll fire her crit shot with a quick action attack into the tech. So she automatically hits, deals 3 physical damage, plus a total of 3 yellow dice. If she gets lucky, she can knock him out right now and take him off the field. Oh, she might get lucky. That is 4 damage total. He's only got 4 health, but he has 2 armor against it. Here's the big question. 2 armor. He saves. 2 health down. Takes a shot right in the meat of his thigh, but he is still standing. And since it is Settler's turn, he's going to will move action up to get in contact with the base, with the pump, and try to start it up. Intelligence of 8 with an ally nearby, giving him a black dice. That's a resounding success. And so another 6,000 gallons rushes down the pipes towards the settlers' camp, bringing their current total to 12,000. And in an attempt to make sure he doesn't do that again, the Machete Raider is going to take a green charge around the corn and into contact. He's going to add a green die for the charge just to make sure he hits, and hitting on 5s. Hit, break, and extra damage bring his total to 2 damage with the machete. The armor break brings the tech's armor value down to a 1. So he raises what's left of his shotgun to try to fend off the blow. And he does. This guy just will not quit. Goes down to 1 health remaining, but he is still up. And with no immediate threat there, his settler friend will hold fire for a second. And this guy, Fireman, with his assault rifle, will try to open up on this raider before he gets any closer. Hitting on 6s. Ooh, hit with an extra damage, 3 damage total. Raider has 2 armor, gets 3 damage. Blocks 1, takes 2 damage. Fireman racks up for another shot, hitting on 6s. Oh, and we got a jam. His target, the pipe wrench wielding maniac, will be having none of this. So he himself makes a nice long bomb charge, green distance, and tries to tackle this guy into the mud. Raider coming in with agility 5 and a green dice for the charge, yellow for the pipe wrench. That's a solid hit. 2 damage against Fireman's 1 armor. Fireman takes 2 and goes down to 1. Over here, this settler's going to try to get the Raider off her buddy. She will swing around with a short charge of her own and try to bash him with the butt of her gun. She's hitting on 3s, but has a green die for outnumbering her opponent and a black die for the charge, plus the green die for just using an improvised weapon. On 3s. So 3 just barely with a bonus damage. It's 2 damage against the Raider's 2 armor with 2 health left. Here we go. Oh, he goes down. Swings her shotgun like a club and knocks him back into the corn. And as she watches her Raider drop into the dirt lifeless, Beast is going to use her prepare action to retaliate against the Settler. Hitting on 6. Oh, close. The round sings by, drops some corn, but she lives. Last actions to take are for the Raiders. Pancake's going to take some retaliatory attacks at Ronnie. Pancake coming in with a Hound Bite plus a green die for the charge last turn, hitting on 6s. That is a miss with a quick action. She'll try it again, but without the green die this time, still hitting on 6s. Hit, armor break, and extra damage. There's 3 damage against 1 plus 2 armor. Yeah, she takes 1. Scavenger Wingman, our final player for this round. Move up 1. And try to take a long combat rifle shot to finally drop that tech. Long bomb shot with a yellow and a green, hitting on 7s. And there it goes. He lives another day. And at the end of turn 2, we got a lot going on here. Ronnie is still locked in with Pancake, but she's just about beaten down the Hound. Everyone in the back row is down to their last shred of health, and this Raider's at half health. So the back row is getting bloody. The juggernaut of Beast and the Scavenger are still moving along. And before that Gauss rifle starts singing again, Settlers are going to have to hope for some good luck on the dice. As a reminder, all charge distances for turn 3 will be 1 color shorter. Now at the moment for the advantage marker, which is very important right now, we have 4 against 4. However, Ronnie has a rule called Tactician, where she does not count towards the Settlers, so the Settlers will get first go. And the first thing that's going to happen is the Settler is going to call for a Nuka Cherry, a nice refreshing radioactive drink from his friend over there, which will heal him up completely. It will also irradiate him, because of course it does, and give him a free quick action which he can only use to prepare. He'll then try to activate the pump on an 8 with a black die for an ally nearby. And he locks it out. Oh man. I'll be honest though, if I had been shot with the Gauss rifle and was suffering from radiation poisoning, I would probably lose my concentration too. What he will do, however, is take his shotgun. He will try his best to put a slug into Pancake over here and get him off Ronnie. Normally only has a 3 to hit, but he's shooting into a combat, so now he hits the combat on 5. This guy just can't catch a break today. And while he tries to furiously load his rifle, Pancake is going to try to take one final bite and see if she can take down Ronnie. Got the Hound Bite coming in on 6s. Good hit, and generates a quick action off the star. That is 2 damage against Ronnie's 2+1 armor. And she blocks it. With a strong armor bonus gone, Pancake's going to go in for another bite. 6s. 6s it is with a bonus damage. 3 damage against 2 armor. Takes 3. In a very surprising fit of snarling and language inappropriate for this YouTube channel, Ronnie is down to her last 2 health. Now, Team Settler knows they have to reinforce this backline somehow, keep everybody alive. So Fireman is going to consume his Nuka Cherry, cool, refreshing, and radioactive. Now relax, folks, it's only a little plutonium. What could possibly go wrong? He will then try to shoot his assault rifle against the Raider in combat. Hitting on 4s. There you go, there's a hit with an armor break. 2 damage against 2 armor, since the armor break nullifies the +1 armor he would get for being shot at in combat. So 2 damage, 2 armor. He blocks it both. I shall shoot at you a second time. And another hit. 2 damage against 3 armor this time, because of close combat. And blocks it again. All right, Beast is starting to get a little upset with the lack of progress back there and the fact that, aside from dog meat, the settlers actually haven't lost anyone yet. So she's going to roll for her VATS. VATS roll coming up. 2 quick actions. She's also on the last column of her jet, so she will get the free prepare action. First action will be a quick action move into the water treatment area, wading through ankle deep mud, and she will draw down on this settler. Hitting on 8s. Good hit. At 3 damage against 1 armor, the settler drops to the ground, earning Beast a critical point. She will try to flip a luck for another point, and she gets it. Her second shot will be to drop down on the tech and see if she can put this guy out of her misery for good. Needing an 8 to hit. Another hit, bonus damage. This is gonna hurt. So it's gonna be 4 damage against 2 armor, and he's down 1 in his health because of the radiation. So he's pulled off these odds before, but if this die shows anything but a 2, the tech is down. And he's up. Oh my God, this dude. All right, he's up with 1 health remaining. All right, here's the thought process for him. Look at all those freaking tokens stacking up. He does get to react now that he's been shot at, and there's a good chance he won't survive the final volley. The thing is, he can't leave this wastewater plant. Otherwise, once he's out of play or outside the plant, then the first 2,000 gallons every turn are just wasted. But it is better than being dead. So he is going to swing around to the other side of this as his prepare, or as his reaction. And take some cover from the Beast. Now the Beast has 1 quick action left, which she will use to shoot at him. But now it's a -2 for the quick action and a -2 for his cover. So this is his best odds of survival. And if she makes this shot, then I guess it's his time. Hitting on 4s. No, clean miss. Ricochets off the water pump. Dude ducks his head down, and he is still in play. I like to point out that I ran this scenario 3 or 4 times ahead of time just to make sure that I understood it. And this dude has never lasted this long. This is incredible. Meanwhile, our final contestant for Team Settler, with a chance to salvage this whole operation, is Ronnie. She's going to draw out her little boot knife and try to finish off Pancake on 7s. Oh, man. Oh, look at that. That would have been it. That would have been it with a broken arm. But just not quite. Trying again. There we go. 6. Bottle cap. Bottles don't do anything. 1 damage against 1 armor with 1 health left. And Pancake goes down. Finally slumps giant mass of meat into the mud. Now that it almost seems a little bit fair that each of the dogs are down, but Beast doesn't feel that way. That was her dog, man. So she's actually going to break concentration from the tech and is going to use her quick action to take a shot off at Ronnie. On 6s. Nope. And that, kids, is why you don't shoot when you're emotional and angry. We still have Scaver over here and Pipe Wrench Guy who can try to salvage this, but otherwise the Settlers are doing a good job of holding their territory here. They have not, by the way, been able to activate the pumps this round. Guy with the Pipe Wrench is going to swing into the Settler, see if he can finish him off. On 5s. Just barely. 2 damage against 1 armor. 2 damage it is. Now he's down to 1 health since he's irradiated. He is prepared to kick back. Going for the improvised weapon strike, but it is a quick action, so we're aiming for 1s. Just barely a miss. Pipe Wrench Guy strikes back. That'd be a great movie. And he misses. Clean miss with a quick action. I think you two are destined to do this dance forever. All right, so now it comes down to Scaver. Now Scaver's got some options. He could try to finish off Ronnie, which would be the safe bet. You could try to take a long bomb shot to clip off the tech and become the hero, impress Beast, move up in the hierarchy. And because he's kind of a lunatic, that's exactly what he's going to do. Long bomb shot into the tech. He's going to be hitting on 5s, shooting through cover. It's a hit. 2 damage against 3 armor with the cover bonus. Oh, he deals 1 point of damage and just barely manages to clip him, and the tech goes down. I'm going to point out, losing the tech does not end the scenario, but now every round they will lose. The first 2,000 gallons will be lost. Having caught the boss's eye, he's going to try to finish it off with a quick shot at Ronnie. Hitting on 7s without cover. Oh, see, you got greedy. Got the clean shot off there, tried to do the little cool little spin, and dropped your weapon. Embarrassing. That closes out turn 3, and unless the settlers can rally and drive off the raiders entirely, this game is just about locked up. Going into turn 4, our event card is Distant Gunfire, which nobody really cares about because they've got more pressing issues. As the settler situation is looking pretty grim, Ronnie is going to make the call that she can probably try to whittle down the remainder, see if she can run them off. She will open up with her laser musket on the scaver. Laser musket short range, hitting on 7s. Good hit. 2 energy versus 2 armor. And the scaver goes down to 1 health left. Firing second shot, hitting on 7s. 7 it is with an armor break. That is just enough to put our smug and triumphant raider down in the dirt. Meanwhile, the Mad Plumber is going to go because he's not liking the situation. He'll have to surrender his prepare icon, but all he needs to do is land 1 point of damage on that settler. Swinging his pipe wrench, hitting on 5s. There's the hit, double armor break, and with a wet thump, this guy goes into the mud. And at this point, Ronnie's staring down 2 very unpleasant options. All of her men are down, and with only 12,000 gallons or less than half what the settlement needs, she's going to have to beat a hasty retreat out. And Beast lets her go as a messenger and just calls out, tell him that the red hand is here. That's a raider victory.